let's go to Metroid Prime 4. We had a bunch of hires, right, over the last few months. I feel like that's what we always talk about Metroid Prime. We keep talking about people keep getting hired, and that's like the news for Metroid Prime 4 every other month. Am I wrong on that? That's what happens, right?
No,
okay.
That's what happens.
Because we had a God of War environment artist designer hired on now. So we've had people from God of War now. We've had people from, I believe, Naughty Dog join in. Halo. They're just rounding up all this talent from Borderlands 3. Yep, you're right. Borderlands.
Warhawk.
That one.
You guys remember Warhawk? Nobody remembers Warhawk?
I remember.
So here's my question now with Metroid Prime, because we keep talking about how many people getting hired. Do you think right now the expectations are getting crazy high for this game, and when they show it, it's not going to hit those expectations?
High. Let's be real.
I mean, but like
high.
think about it now. All right, we were like, oh yeah, Metroid Prime, it's just a JPEG, but this is going to be great, and they have to restart development. It's going to end up being a 5-year thing, right? Of us waiting for this game, 2017 to we think like 2022.
Well, really, no, it's longer than that because Metroid Prime 3 came out 13 years ago.
I mean, from like reveal to when it actually comes out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it would have spanned 5 E3s basically, you know, if we had E3 this past year, or next year or the year. You know what, E3, we'll see how that goes. But that is a long time to wait, and we're seeing all these hirings, some high talent, big talent, right? And we would hope, or you think, we'd have some sort of Switch revision or something after that even. So then you start thinking about what's Metroid Prime 4 going to look like. And when that reveal hits, do you think there's going to be mass disappointment or mass excitement from that reveal, that initial reveal when they show it? What do you think, Nate? Let me go to you first.
Well, this kind of gives flashbacks to many years ago when they were doing hirings again. They were hiring people from Naughty Dog, and people were like, oh my God, the next retro game is going to be crazy. And it was Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and people were like, what the fuck?
Great game.
Great game. Tropical Freeze is an amazing game, one of the best games on the Wii U and one of the best games on the Switch. And, you know, if you set yourself up to have high expectations due to hirings, you're an idiot.
You're not wrong.
That's the short end of it. It's, oh, you hired someone who worked on God of War? Okay, and that doesn't mean anything about Metroid Prime 4. It means that guy worked on God of War. That's all it means. It doesn't mean anything beyond that.
Well, but we have the build-up.
He has a great resume. Cool. It doesn't. Samus is going to be walking around, and Kratos is going to show up and be like, "Yo, bitch, let's go fuck up Thor." No, that's not Metroid. That's not Metroid. That's Nintendo. That won't happen.
Could be though.
It could be, but it won't be.
Okay, hold on. But all right, I'm talking about like, all right, it's shifted development to retro. Retro has that history with Metroid Prime, where like, you know, it comes out, it's super exciting when it comes out. Do you think because of how long it's been, all these hirings, do you think people are going to be like, when they first see it, they're going to be super excited? It's going to meet those expectations? Because I'm concerned. I think it's going to get up to that level where it can't hit that hype level.
I guess it depends on everyone's individual expectation of what you want Metroid Prime 4 to be. If you want it to revolutionize like the genre and
that's kind of what I think we're getting to right now.
Metroid,
tactics game. Let's go.
You're probably going to be a little disappointed that it's not going to be this Breath of the Wild moment for the franchise. If you just go in expecting another quality Metroid Prime game in the vein of the previous trilogy, then you're going to be satisfied. But like, we don't know anything about the game. We haven't seen anything of the game. We don't even know what engine it's using. Expect nothing and be surprised when you get something.
I have a feeling they're just going to use. I have a feeling Retro probably developed an engine internally for it.
Probably.
I think it's going to be interesting.
I think my main concern with it is that I do hope that they have taken cues from other. I mean, yes, it's not a first-person shooter; it's a first-person adventure game. But for fuck's sake, give me some online multiplayer with it. Give me.
I agree.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I agree.
That'd be a blast.
You know, like Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS was a solid online first-person shooter experience, and it was on the fucking DS. So it's like you obviously you have a base idea of what you can do with
a lot
it.
Of people play that. A lot of people play that online. A lot of people play that online.
Yes, it was. Dude, I was in a clan and stuff.
They had clans.
Yes,
okay.
Shit got serious.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know what? I want to laugh at that, but we had clans in the original Halo demo on PC before Halo came out. So you know what? We'll go with it.
I think multiplayer would be cool, but man, like I really want the single player experience to be
like above and beyond. And I don't know, with this team that they're putting together, obviously it's a lot of new faces from what they've done before. And maybe they do get multiplayer running, but I don't want it to be at the expense of the single player experience. I think they did a good job of Metroid Prime 2 that had a fairly good single player experience and also a good multiplayer experience. So that was balanced. So if it can be like that, that'd be cool. But I just don't want them like focusing on one more than the other. That'd be my hope. Like if they can really make like a crazy single player experience, you know, that's amazing.
I'm not saying, you know, bastardize the single player experience at the expense of multiplayer, but I think at this stage of the game, with games like this that are perceived first person adventure, first person shooter games, I think you have to have, in my personal opinion, I feel like you have to have a little something more than just, I mean, Wolfenstein 2 obviously, you know, didn't have a multiplayer component to it, but I just feel like a game this size, this magnitude, and a game that people have been waiting for, you know, 13 plus years now, probably 15 plus by the time it comes out. I think you need to have all the bells and whistles to make it an experience that sort of stands out, because once again, Metroid isn't a great selling franchise for Nintendo. It's one of the weaker ones.
Yeah. That's why it was good to see them actually restart development, not just be like, hey, Metroid's canceled. So
I mean, Metroid hasn't really had like a big first like console game since, like, I would say the internet's in the form that it is now. Like we had Other M in like 2011, and then we had what?
Heard that was a lot of fun.
What did we have?
We had Samus Returns.
Well, yeah, but that's handheld.
But you know
like,
what?
We
do you know
haven't
what
had
happened?
like.
Do you know what happened when that got shown though? Everyone said, "Why isn't this on the Switch?" That's what everyone said. Why? Yeah. Also, why isn't it on the Switch yet? They might as well just move it over and be like, "Hey, look, a Metroid game. Why not?"
And that's why they announced Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, worked out.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah.
That's gonna be good. Rand, you played the Metroid Prime games, right?
Yeah, love them.
Okay. You're gonna pick up Trilogy when that gets announced. That's getting announced apparently next year, according to Nate.
Well, yeah, Nate said it was what, 2021. So
2021. Yep. So we're like a year out.
Launch title for the Switch Pro as well.
You said February. I think you said February 2021, didn't you, Nate?
Say February.
I'm almost positive you said February.
February like 17th, I think it was.
I think I saw a tweet from OJ saying that it was confirmed.
I never said a month, day. I said 2021. It's Metroid's anniversary next year. All you people keep talking about Zelda. Yeah, you forgot about Samus. A bunch of ungrateful Nintendo fans.
Nate,
we can't show your true queen love.
Nate, we can't lose your mod status again. That'd be like 12 times in a row, man.
I went out on top. I was not going through the trial.
The Kenny of the mod.
Oh no.
I'm looking forward to it. The trilogy will be good. Grab that. Get reminded of it all over again going through it. So that'll be good. Do you think? Oh, that's a good question. Do you think Metroid Prime 4 will be 60 frames per second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because I don't think they're not gonna. In my opinion, they can still make the game artistically look good and run at a great frame rate, like they did with Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. Like, they've always done a good job with that, making sure that like, hey, like this might not be the most graphics-wise technically advanced game, but it still looks amazing and it runs great. So yeah, I think they'll have no problem doing that. Well, not no problem. Obviously, I don't develop the game, but I think they're definitely gonna push for like that 60. Because I don't think they're gonna push for like oh my gosh, this needs to be the greatest looking game in the world on the Switch. So I think they'll shoot for 60. Maybe
let's say we get that. Let's say we get that Switch revision. Maybe they do just 60 across the board for both, but then the Switch revision gets like a higher resolution or something out of it. So yeah, that'll work.